my note from over here too.
Okay. Hi, everyone. It's that time. I know we're coming on an hour later, but we hope that you still join us. We have an amazing guest today, and you will be in for such a treat for our STEM Station Spotlight. Let me introduce myself and give my little spiel, and then I'll introduce our guest. I am Nikisha Washington, CEO and founder of Nala Dene Enterprises, where we inspire and encourage young girls to have confidence, character, and class as they become our future leaders. We're a little biased, and so we want them to become our future STEM leaders. But even if they don't decide to go into the STEM world and the STEM careers, we definitely want to empower and equip them with the skills and tools necessary to become our future leaders. And so one of the ways we do this is through blogging and vlogging and really highlighting some of our special guests that we have over the years. And we call it our STEM Station Spotlight. A STEM Station, you might ask, glad you asked, is a trailblazer, a woman of color that is a trailblazer in the fields of science, technology, engineering, and math that are skyrocketing to their highest potential, but they're also doing it with style and grace. And so, as you can see, we're going to have an amazing guest today. We were supposed to have someone else, but oh, my picture's gone. Hopefully I come back. I don't know what just happened. Okay, never had that happen before. Let me see. Yeah, I'm gone, so I don't know. I don't know if they can still hear me. It's always something with technology. Like we've been doing great.
Right?
I know when it works, it's great. I'm gonna try to go out and then I'll come back in. So while I'm doing that, go ahead and let you introduce yourself because they can still see you and hear you. So you go ahead and then I'll try to come back in.
All right. Well, thank you for that. So my name is Joye Nettles. I am a techie entrepreneur and just a passionate person. And when I say passionate, I'm passionate about a few things. I'm passionate about education and getting all the knowledge that you can so that you can play this game called life. And I'm also passionate, extremely passionate about technology. I love everything that you can build and create with tech. And I've had a lot of success in my industry. I'm feeling super happy. Let's see what else. From Darlington, South Carolina, 26 years old, and I've been in the industry for a little over 4 years as a software developer at some consultancy firms. So yeah, that's the beginning.
All righty. I think I'm back. So we're going to see. That was weird, but hi guys, I'm back. I don't know what happened. I just put on the screen, if you're just joining us, that like Joy said, in the interview, we dive into some important things and the stuff about her background, but we also want you to read about her as well. So on the screen, I have included the article. And so once we're finished this, please read the article, share it, post it, get others to do it as well, because this is how we get our sensations out there and our message across that what we're trying to do is promote women of color in STEM. People don't realize it, that even though our numbers are small, they're steady growing. And I believe they're growing due to knowledge, education, and exposure. And so this is one of the reasons why we have Sensation Spotlight, is to have that exposure for women of color that are thinking about going into the field, or even girls that are thinking about going into the field, or even career changes. I've had a lot of career changers come on, and they change from CPAs, which is still, I consider, you did on math, so you're still in STEM, but from CPAs turning to engineers, to teachers, to engineers going into the financial world. So we definitely want to spotlight and have that. So I want to thank Joy for being here, because not only she's a woman of color in STEM, but she has that great entrepreneur spirit. So I love connecting with entrepreneurs and hearing their journey as well, because being an entrepreneur is not for the faint at heart. And so I'm learning that, and we're just talking about, if you've been following me through Sensation Spotlights, it's been almost a year that I've been on, probably at least 3 times out of a month on Sundays. And so I've just realized, I'm like, oh my God, my whole Sundays have been consumed with Sensation Spotlight. So it's just, it's a labor of love. And so we just thank you guys for tuning in. And like I said, please make comments, like, and share. We want this to be interactive as possible. So just tell us hi, leave us some comments, ask questions. But thank you. So we heard about her background. I want to know, because, she talked about where she's from and all of that. I want to know, what does she like most about her career and even her educational journey? Because we know it wasn't, very easy, and then some of the things that she went through. So what do you like most about your career?
Ooh, okay. So for a career, I would say I like that I get to do a lot of different things. So I'm a software developer, but I'm a consultant. So the consultant aspect means like these companies, they come to us, they hire out consultants and they say, come help us on our project. So I've been on biopharmaceutical projects in New York, big data and cars in Atlanta, grocery retailers in Cincinnati. And right now I'm at this massive insurance company that's been around for 100 years. So I've seen a lot of different things and I get a lot of different exposure. And I think it's a great job to have right out of college because you get to try all the things.
Okay. Now, what about the entrepreneur side? Because I want to talk about that as well. So I know you have Joy to the World and things. So please tell us about that as well.
Okay. So what do I love most about Joy to the World?
Tell us what it is. And, you know.
Okay. So, Joy to the World is my company, my baby. I don't like to call it just a company because it's a lot of giving back that I do as well.
I understand.
But I think the best way to describe it is through our 3 pillars. So the first one is to empower entrepreneurs using technology. So what that usually looks like is, hey, Joy, I'm starting my own cosmetology shop and I need a website. Or, hey, Joy, I'm a DJ and I need a landing page. What can you do for me? So helping out my fellow entrepreneurs by creating a digital presence for them. That's that's how I got started. People would always ask me, like, can you make a website? Can you give me some advice on this app I did?
Right, because I'm sure listening like, okay, because I need to update and I'm leaving my landing page going. So, yes. Yeah. Oh, my goodness. We're having technical difficulties again. Okay, so we just lost her for a second, so I'm going to have her come back in. I don't know, something's going on with the cameras, so hopefully she's able to get back in. But as she was saying, I'll take this off because this is not me. I want you guys to get on. But once again, those of you that are new to the show, somehow we're having technical difficulties, and I'm going to have to talk to Be Live because over the last month, it's been a nonstop, and I think that's not very inclusive of what we've been trying to do. I think she's back. So yes, I don't know what happened. I was just telling my audience, I said the last month I've been using this app and it's been having every time it's always an issue. So I think they're doing some updating, but they need to call you or someone that knows and debug what's going on because it just keeps happening.
Yes, I understand this.
Okay. We're just talking about how you said you update websites, you do landing pages and apps, and I'm like, okay, I'm taking notes, so I know who to contact because I'm definitely looking for that person. Like I said, that is wonderful. I think that's awesome what you're doing because especially we have so many people that are really looking into going into entrepreneurship, whether it's I call like a side hustle or something that they want to eventually become their full-time career, and they don't know where to get started. And so if you're offering that type of information and stuff, and then those services as well, I think it's a great idea. And so we're definitely going to make sure if you guys can definitely, like I say, in her article, we have ways to contact Joy. You can leave your information in the comments and she can contact you as well. But you guys, I know you're out there and we're going into 2020. And if you have a dream, there's no better time than the present to get started. And we know if you're going to have an online presence, you have to have an online presence. So you need a website.
You got to have it.
At least a landing page. You need something so people can contact you. So that is awesome. Yeah. Great job. Love it. Love it.
So that's number one.
Right.
And that's how I got started. So number 2 is changing the face of technology.
Okay.
So I know you know about this. The STEM industry as a whole is a very white male dominated field.
Yes.
So I try for now.
Well, it kind of
to be continued. So my goal is just to do like talks, write blogs, and just get out there so that people can say, okay, there are examples of people in tech doing great things. They aren't just doing like frilly things. They actually know the complex and they're in there with the experts. So I've been doing things like that to get into the industry and make my brand in the industry as well.
Yes. Awesome. Yeah. Now, what's your experience? And this is great talking about your educational journey, but also your entrepreneur journey. What were some things that didn't quite, we all have those pitfalls and things that may not be out of our control. But if you could have the opportunity to change, well, how would you change those?
Yeah, I would say it's just been a struggle really trying to balance the full-time course load with trying to do great things with your brand and your company.
Amen.
Yeah. So like as I get up into my career, I'm finding that I have more work, and not just bringing home work, but just more of a mental strain while I'm at work. So when I come home, I'm just like, okay, I need to woosah. I might answer a couple emails, and then by the time I know it, it's time to go to bed and start the whole workday over again. So the biggest struggle has been time.
I can see that. I understand totally. I got a question to ask you as well. What's your education journey? Did you always know that you wanted to go into software development, or does it something that just kind of happened? Like you tried a course and you're like, oh, I kind of like that. Like, or is it something since you was 3 years old? You're like, I knew I wanted to do something in technology. Like, how did this come about?
Yeah, I wish I had that story where I was like, I've been putting computers together since I was 2. but really, it started with MySpace. So I don't know if your viewers know about MySpace, but that was a social media that I used in middle school and high school, where you can make your profile page and you customize it. You can have
music with it. You had your top 5.
And I got really big into like customizing my MySpace page. And I was like, okay, yeah, I'm definitely programming.
You really were.
Yeah, you are. It's Markdown, the CSS things I still do today. So that was like my first thing of, okay, I could do this programming thing. So my dad, in my senior year of high school, he sent me this list of the top 10 most stable majors. And at the top was computer science. And I was like, I like math and I like MySpace. So this might work. I had never heard of it before. So I kind of got lucky because, a lot of people that stumble in majors end up leaving. But once I wrote my first program, I was like, okay, I'm hooked.
That's awesome. And I was just telling, because I'm a science teacher, and I was telling some of my students now, because I've read some of those articles, and now it's to the point where if you're that great in coding, because, like I'm telling you, some of the kids now, they're doing some amazing things without like true training. Yeah. And so there's like, you can get a certification, take you 6 months, and you could be making, 6 figures or so. So I keep telling my students that if you really want to do this, if you're doing all this stuff already, we always push, college, 4-year college, student debt. But there's opportunities where you can get out there now and don't have to go through the traditional route and make just as much or more, especially because we're such a techie world now. Like everything's tech. You can't get away from it. And so if you got some coding experience and you know how to code, I mean, you're like a gem. So some other ways to go into it. And so I'm glad that you kind of, stumbled into it, but it worked for you. I have, some people over the years, like I said, I've been interviewing, and like you say, some of them knew from day one, but some of them went for school for something else. And how they sometimes, sometimes with the 4-year college, we're like, I don't want to have to take that class. I know I'm not going to like that. And they take like, math, I really like this, So I just like to always spotlight whatever your journey may be out there. It's your journey. And so if you go right into it, or it takes you a while, as long as you get to a place where you're comfortable and you love what you're doing, that's what it's all about. Because I had someone on here, she was a virtual assistant and she did some stuff, and she was like, where into 40s, and now she's changing to become a software developer. Nice. So she's taking classes. So it's like something that's always been her dream. She feel her kids are older now. So it's never too late. So for our viewers out there, follow your heart, follow your dreams, and there's resources out there that you don't have to go the traditional route anymore. So it doesn't take you 4 years to get through. I got to go back for another degree. No.
I got to go take all these random classes.
Yes, and there's like grants out there. It's companies that will pay you to go do it and stuff if you show promise. So it's out there, and that's something we want to make sure that our audience and people that are watching know that. Like it's resources out there. So
yeah, and just to speak on that, like most of my coworkers don't have degrees in computer science.
That's what I'm saying.
In comparative literature, and somebody else that used to be in the Army, they're like, this is true. You can really get into this industry with little to no barrier. You just got to prove that you can build things and that you can think like that. Like if I thought about this in high school, I don't know if I would have did the college route.
Exactly, right. So like it's amazing. And we're really getting to that point, especially with new apps coming out and taking over, and being the next great app. So it could be the next Snapchat or the TikTok now that's out, and all these things, Periscope. It's like if you develop something like that and it takes off, you're gonna be like, school what? And I'm not want to put school down, but it's about following your passion and then knowing that there's no longer that many obstacles where I have to pay for 4 years of college just to go learn this. You know, now you can take trade. And I'm glad that even schools are now promoting trade because, you know, not everyone, you know, needs to have a college degree. You want some welders. We want some electricians. We need those plumbers. And like you said, they are making, you know, 6 figures, you know, especially if they're union and licensed. So it's like, come on, guys, we have to open up our minds and let the people know, especially our young kids, know that there's different opportunities. Don't let someone feed you their dream. You have to decide your dream and stuff. So I see we have some viewers. We would love for you guys to say hi, ask questions. Joy is here, joy to the world. You know, I love it. I love it. So if you have any questions, or just tell us hi that you're watching. I did add her article link in the comments. So if you have not checked out her article, which is amazing, learning more about her, please do that. And like I said, leave comments on the website and share it out. Share it to your social media pages. We want others to see successful women that are doing it, and you know, and doing it very well, and doing encouragement, because she's not only doing it for herself, she's developed a whole business and brand to help support others. So let's get it in. So hi out there, everyone.
Hey, everybody.
Yeah, so they haven't said hi yet, so I'm like, come on, say hi, guys.
Don't be shy.
Don't be shy. We out here now. All right. So next question is, now since you're a woman of color in STEM, you're going through your educational journey, you're building your brand. Have you had any issues where someone had a problem, or not necessarily they said it to your face, but might have did some microaggressions, or you're not qualified, or you're not, you know, like worthy of being where you are? And then how did you handle that? So if you can go ahead with that. And before you get started, we do have someone that says hi. So I got to acknowledge Melissa Marshall. Hi, Melissa. Welcome.
Hey, Mom. Thanks for watching.
Yes, thank you. Thank you. Make sure you share this to your page. You know, share.
Always shares. I would say one little point for entrepreneurs is like support is love.
Oh my God.
I have people like Melissa in my corner. She is sharing every single thing I post, everything I do. So shout out to you, Melissa.
Yes, and my new friend Melissa. Hey, make sure you know share Not a Danae Enterprises.
Right.
Thank you so much for joining us. We thank you. All right, so we're gonna get back to the question. How do you handle that?
Yeah, I would say I've been very fortunate to work at companies who care about creating a safe space for everyone on the team. But the problem happens when you go to clients and they don't really value that.
That's a good one. Yeah.
But that's where I've been in that dynamic where I go into a situation like my team trusts me, my partners trust me, but I go in there and my clients, I have to gain their respect and their trust. And it might not be like obvious, the attitudes or the microaggressions, but you know it's there, and you know you have to work extra hard. So what I do is I try to put that imposter syndrome to the side, because imposter syndrome is real when you go in that space and you're like, oh, I already know what they're gonna think about me. So I like fight through that, and I just I found an ally on my team. Like, okay, hey, Lindsay from Wrangle. Hey, make sure you keep me on it and keep giving me the feedback that I need. Keep me honest. And I try to go above and beyond to earn their trust and credibility. So let me pick up the action item. Let me show y'all that I can do this. Let me talk about things that I've seen. And the more that I talk, I find that the more that I get the credibility and people start to see me as one of them.
Awesome. Yeah. I just want to say before Melissa says, love everything you do and stand for, friend. We need more people like you. And I love that. Oh, there goes Joy's trademark. I love it. I was like, I'm doing it like this is for Joy.
So cute.
But that's awesome. I love seeing, us as women of color supporting each other, especially in whatever we're doing, if it's going to school, if we're in our career or starting a business, or just saying, hey, girl, you got this, you can do this, and times get hard. And so that's one of the reasons I do this, like I said, so if someone's struggling, they can see, hey, I've been through that, I'm going through it now, you can do it too. So thank you, Melissa, once again. That's awesome. Thank you.
And then people outside of work also help with that too.
Yes, I like Joy that you said, and I didn't think of, we talked about it, but we're always talking about when we work with people. But I love that your office and stuff is very inclusive and they really are supportive. But yeah, when you go to the client and you're trying to get their business, so they say some side eye. You can't be like, not you
You
gotta
really
be
can't.
you gotta be respectful, but you gotta like
Mhm.
check them a little bit too, because I know I've talked to some of our former sensation. They said even with their people that they work with, sometimes they have to point to their degree on the wall, or they have to,
Yeah.
like, I know what I'm talking about. I got this. Like, don't, underestimate me. And what
Right.
I loved about what you said, and I put that on the quote, and I'll put it back on the screen.
Mm-hmm.
I'll hide her name so don't. It says, "I have combated the stigma of being a woman of color and STEM by being myself and being great at what I do." And when you're great at what you do and you're still representing yourself, then there's nothing to apologize for. There's
Right.
no reason why you have to dim your light or anything. That you're coming in your full self, and that you're not making excuses or anything. So that is awesome. So
Right. I think that self-worth part is key, because at the end of the day, like, somebody can side at you. Nobody is gonna overtly disrespect you at work.
yeah, we hope not, without one by getting checked. Like,
yeah, without getting checked. But like, for the most part, people don't like obviously do it. It's in your mind where you're like, okay, everybody thinks I'm stupid. I don't belong here. I'm gonna be found out. But when you're confident in yourself and what you can do, then that can take you super far. So if you can get to that point where you're like, I got this, then you can go.
I want to ask you, because I know as I was reading through your article, you talk about the imposter syndrome quite a bit. So that's something that, I'm going through, as well as I'm transitioning from one position and moving and like looking for something that's higher level, that I feel that I'm, my self-worth and I'm ready for. How have you taken that experience and overcome imposter syndrome? Because, we can talk about it and say, girl, just show up. You got this. But what are some of the steps that you had to take to overcome that? Because that is so real. And that's something that I think, like you said, is in our head because we've been told for so long, or just TV and books and stuff don't show us in a positive nature. So then we're like, well, I can't possibly be, CEO. Or I can't possibly be the head scientist. And we're like, yes, you can. But how have you overcome that?
There's so many layers to that. I would say the first thing I did was like, support is love. It's like really big to me, because a lot of people ask you like, why did you get in your career? Why did you get in your major? But a lot of people don't ask, why did you stay in your career?
Oh, good.
Yeah. So I think that because of my community, and I would tell people I'm doing computer science, I'm trying to do this techie thing, people would always encourage me, and people would say, Joy, you got this, go put on for the city. And
yes.
Can you help me with stuff? And so that's the first layer with like getting my confidence. Like, okay, people think that I can do this. Okay, cool. People want to see me succeed. And then the second part was just actually putting in the work. I have to shout out to my mentor in college, Dr. Bowering. He really got me right. And he got me right through those affirmations, but also through projects. So we did a ton of different projects. So I got to see things. I got to fail on my own and figure out how to get out of there. So the more problems I started to see and realize that I can get through, that's how I was able to realize, okay, you can handle anything. And now I'm at the point where I've been in so many different situations and learned to adapt, that I'm just confident that, like, okay, this is just insurance. I've been at a biopharmaceutical company. Like, I can handle anything at this point.
Exactly. Yeah. That is awesome. And that's what I know we're going to talk about influences in your life, but that's what I always say. It's so key to have an advisor or mentor, someone that's in your corner, because they're going to hold you accountable, but they're going to also help push you. And they've been through what you're going through, so they know how to help you through the steps. So that is awesome. That is awesome.
Exactly.
All right. So our next question, someone that's going either in the field that you're going in, or even just talking about the entrepreneurs side, tips and advice. What would you give them to help them be successful and encourage them along the way, whether they're young girls watching or someone that's want to be a career changer? Like you said, that overcome the imposter syndrome and all of that. What would be some of your tips and advice?
Okay. So for the people looking to get into the technical industry, I would say build things. That's my number one piece of advice. You got to get out there and build a little website, play with WordPress. You can do crazy things with that. Just start building things, because like I said, that's what got my confidence there. And that's how I got awareness enough to know how to identify other patterns and do things. So I would say, if you're looking to become a software developer, just start coding, because there are hundreds of resources on YouTube, Medium, just straight up Google. There are like there's no reason why like you can't build like something very small if you really want to. So I would say just keep building things if you want to.
Okay. Now what about the entrepreneur side?
Entrepreneurial side, I would say, well, this is interesting because it's like, do you want to start a tech startup where you have a product, or are you looking for more of a service?
Okay.
I would say kind of see where you want to go with things. Like, do you want to build a product? Do you want to start an app? If you want to go the app route, then start getting validation on your idea. Because it's gonna be, I get Uber drivers every other day that tell me how they have the next big idea. So what you want to do is take that idea and start validating that with people and see like, okay, is this a good idea? Once you figure out, okay, this is where we want to start, then start building up a team. Because investors are more likely to invest in people who aren't just single person entities. So if you want your tech startup, build up your team and just start building things. And you don't have to build out like, oh, I'm going to build Facebook with live, with a timeline, with news, with ads. Don't start big.
Right.
Take up your minimum valuable product, which we call our MVP. Like identify 2 or 3 features you want your app to have and just start building out on that and constantly get it out there, validate that it is where the customers want, and then redo it.
Okay.
So that's if you want to do the tech startup route.
Right? Now, how about yourself? Have you started on any apps or anything? Or are you in the process of developing apps? So that I'm asking kind of for myself because I got an idea.
So I really want to get into products. Right now, I've just been doing like
service.
You need a landing page, yeah. So I do a landing page, but I don't have anything right now that's like a long-standing thing. In college, I did do this incubator where we made this parking app, and we actually got some money for it because we won the competition. So I'm looking for something because the thing is, being a Black woman, people want to give you money.
Yes.
But I just can't think of an idea right now.
But like you said, with myself, because, like I said, I have the Nyla Nova series with my books and stuff, but I'm really trying to build the brand up before I go to someone with money and like with the next thing, because they want to see what have you done on your own. Like they don't, it's almost like Shark Tank. You walk into Shark Tank, they're not like want to hear like, I got this idea and I wrote it on paper. They like, how much have you been making? Who's how many people downloading? So those are some of the things that if anyone is going into product or service, you have to kind of get out there. And if at first, no one, if you're unknown, people are not going to, pay you $2,000, $3,000 to do your website right away, unless they just don't know better. But reach out to people that are startup or getting started too, and they need someone to, you guys can kind of barter. Like I do this for you, you do this for me, and we put both our names and logos on it. Or, or you start something small, or you're going to have to offer your services at a discounted rate. Right. So you can get some testimonies out there and some different things, because people have to vouch for your work. And if you have no portfolio, you have nothing where people can go see, then they're like, then you can start building your brand and building your name, and then your prices go up. So I think some of us, and I know when I first got started, people made it seem like you'll be able to get your job in 30 days, you're going to make $1 million. I was like, yes, I'm on my way. And 3 years later, I'm like, okay, it didn't quite, so I had to learn. So you have to kind of do a lot of research for yourself this way.
Right. Yeah, and I like that. Produce.
Yeah, that's what you. Keep putting it out there, because like we're on our 3rd book that's coming out.
Nice.
But and it's like I keep putting them out there, and we keep getting a little more momentum and stuff, because when it does hit, because I know it's gonna hit, because I'm saying it's gonna hit. Yeah. But then people will go back and look at those first ones, and then they start wanting the whole bundle, and then they're like, oh, I heard about Nyla Nova and the STEM character, and she's inspiring young girls and stuff. So it's like keep producing. Even like I told you about this Sensation Spotlight. I've been doing it for almost a year. We don't always, just depend on what people do on Sunday nights. I might not get the views now, but like later on during the week, I'll see that we had 1,000 views, because people can do it in their own time. But I listen to Gary Vee, and he's always like, content. So like, I'm like, getting this content out. And so this is also going to be uploaded on our YouTube channel. And eventually I'll take them and make it part of a podcast. But it's like content. So even though you don't have a lot of viewers right now, build it, because you can always use it later, and you always have a stockpile. Like this is your content that you created. So when people do want to go research you, they type in your name or your brand, and all this stuff come up, and they're like, oh, she's been in the game for a while, versus someone that just started. So they definitely need to know that information as well. So
yeah, and that's why I keep trying to spread the word that social media is not bad. Social media is
not. It's what you use it for. Now you get in these debates over chicken is bad and y'all out here doing all this chicken. It's like you're talking about how, whatever, especially if you got a restaurant. Well, if y'all think Popeyes is great, come try mine. I didn't give you $2 out. Like this is when you use it to, turn it to your way. Like, don't look at it as bad. And I'm not going to be on social media. I don't understand how business owners say, well, I don't do social media. Are you kidding me?
Right. Well, you don't do business.
You don't do business because even if you have a brick and mortar, people have to know where you are.
Right.
And if they have to know what you sell and what you're about, because I'm learning, like I said, 3-4 years in, that people have to like you. Well, they first have to get to know you. They have to like you, and then they trust you enough to buy. So if they don't see your face, they don't know you. It's not like Coke. Coke has been around, Coca-Cola's been around forever.
Right.
People know that brand. Like we don't know who run Coke, but they buy it. You're not there yet, ma'am. You're not.
Right. Yeah, we don't have the Beyonce effect.
No, but you got to get out here, put your face out there, get your logo out there, and so start getting some brand awareness and stuff. So that's something where you have to do social media. Like you have to get out there. And
it's
stuff.
important.
So we have some new viewers, guys. If you could say hi, wave, put some hearts and some likes, and you leave us comments and share it out to others, we will be so thankful. But we have an amazing show today. If you're just checking in, we have Joye Nettles, which is a software developer / entrepreneur with her own business called Joy to the World. She has graced us with her presence today, and I thank you guys. It's just been awesome. We have a couple more questions. We also want you guys, if you have not read her article on NalaDenae.com, I have included the link in the comments. Go check it out once we get off of here and share that out as well. Help support us, guys. We can only do this with support of our community, and we're doing this for the community. So please be out there with us. So we want to know some of your future goals, because I know, reading your article and stuff, this is just the beginning. This is just like the tip of the iceberg. So we want to know, year from now, 5 years from now, future, what are we going to see Joy doing and hearing about Joy to the World?
Nice, thanks. So in the next 2 to 3 years, I want to stay technical and get all the knowledge that I can.
Okay.
So the plan is to by 30, in the next 4 years.
Okay. You're a baby. That's so cute.
Yeah.
Yes.
Baby. So by my 30s, my ultimate goal is to be full-time self-employed, doing development work through my own consultancy instead of working with consultancies, because that's what I've been doing since I got out of the industry, working in the consultancy. But now that I'm learning the ins and outs of the business side of it and the technical aspects, I feel like I will be confident enough in 4 more years to start my own thing.
Yeah.
So I'm going to stay technical as long as I can. Then I will become full-time self-employed. Just try that out. I got to do it at least once.
Well, I said I got to just do it.
At least one time. Just take that risk. And then ultimately, my dream is to start my own tech school. All right.
School. Yes.
Where I can train up these young folks to actually first like school, because I think school is amazing.
I was one of the ones that I love school. If I could go back, and I said I would have probably a degree or a license and everything, because I love school. People are
I wish I could just do that.
High school was amazing. I was I get to learn this. Of course, I was salutatorian, but I love learning. So I was like, okay, what else next? Oh, are you gonna teach me Mandarin? Okay, I'm probably never gonna use it, but give it to me.
Jewish studies, okay.
Yes.
So I would love to open up a school where, my high school did a really good job of making me passionate about learning and hard work paying off. So I want to start a school where I could teach kids a lot about the STEM and how to actually use it in the industry, so that they're prepared to either go ahead and go in industry or start their own company earlier, because we all have skills that we can, sell in the world.
I want to piggyback, because that's my dream too, about the STEM focused school. And someone actually contacted me about an opportunity. So put a prayer out there, because y'all give a little, because that is something I've loved school and I love STEM, and to be able to put those and merge those together and bring up other little brown and black girls that look like us and that want to do this and help them in their career. So definitely on that. Also, what you said about, hold on one second. Jade said yes. So we want to say hi to Jade.
You mean yes?
Yes, you're right. Right.
Right
Yes.
there.
So that is awesome. One thing I do want to say when you said about taking that risk, we have to. I know everybody got bills, you got stuff that you can't just walk away from, but sometimes you have to bet on yourself.
Right.
And that's because, like they say, when you go to a job or you work for other consultants, they're paying you to kind of forget your dream. You're helping them build their dream. So if you got the skills and they find out that you're this great, awesome employee, then just think about if you can do that on your own and what you can bring to the table for yourself. So if they trust you enough to help build their dream, why you don't trust yourself enough to build your dream? And so I like that you said that, because that is what it's about, like building a dream and taking a risk. And entrepreneurship is not for the faint at heart, but you don't have to jump out there full, unless you got some money saved up somewhere.
You're good.
Dip the toe in there. Then dip the second toe. Then, start getting the taste for it and learning the business. And then eventually, like you say, work towards that. Like, we all know we got to still work and pay the bills. But then it'll come to that point where you're going to get that fork in the road. And I think I'm kind of heading that way. And it's like, do I just continue to do what I've been doing and be miserable, or do I take that jump now because this is the best time? And you have to decide that for yourself and through your journey as well. So
right. Hopefully one day.
Yes, you will definitely be there. I can't wait. You still a baby too. You're like, oh, in 4 years I'll be 30. Yes, so I can see a bright future for you as well.
Thank you.
So we're getting close to the end. And so, I always say that our last major question is like your Oscar speech. And so this is a time where you get to just thank whoever inspired you. I always call it the family influence, but I want those that are out there that like Melissa and stuff that may not be blood family, but you have definitely influenced, inspired, and keep encouraging and motivating Joy. This is her time to send her shout out. This is her Oscar speech. So we're going to turn it over to Joy so she can tell us all about who's influenced her and allow her to get to where she's at right now.
Awesome. Okay. Well, I got to start with the family. So I grew up in a family full of teachers. And the side effect of that was that early on, they was like, you going to get this learning and you going to love it. And I love it. So my mom, my grandma, everyone are teachers. So like, it was just always a part of my life. Like, you're going to go in school and you're going to do great things. And I happen to love school. So shout out to them for that, because I believe that my education accomplishments really led me to choosing a good degree and field, and that put me into where I need to be, which is a position that constantly requires me to be learning. So the fact that I'm happy about it, I want to shout out to them. The next shout out I give is to my friends and my family as well, but just my extended group who have always supported me, whether it be like a little Joy to the World content share or just asking me about Joy to the World so that I stay focused on that and do my thing there. And just the people that are just like always showing me love. Like, I get so much love when I go home or when I'm posting on Facebook about how I'm inspiring people. And it's just crazy to me because I'm just like, and I'm just talking crazy right now because I don't want to cry because I'm emotional.
Oh, you're like me. I'm crying like, oh.
But yeah, I really appreciate like my family and friends they like keep me going, and I don't even think they realize, but I wouldn't be where I was without them pushing me through. And last but not least, I got to give a shout out to my amazing mentor, Dr. Jim Bowering. He was my mentor in college from my freshman summer all the way through to my senior year. And with him, I don't think I would have stayed in this field if it wasn't for him. He pushed me when I got in there and I was like, I'm in over my head. I don't know if I could do this. He was always there for me, and he still is to this day. So I got to give a major shout out to him, because without him, I would not be the developer I am right now.
Oh, wow. Well, thank you so much for that. And I just know that this is not the last time that we're going to speak, because I definitely want to keep in touch with you and just see you on your amazing journey. Also, like you said, how Melissa shares our stuff, we want to share out your stuff as well, and just keep the community growing. And like you said, especially being an entrepreneur, it's like, hey, I share your stuff. I send people, because if people don't see it or don't know, then they can't get to it. And sometimes we don't have all that money to be paying for ads,
Right.
we're trying to get to that point. So if I know someone that's doing something, I'm definitely want to share out and support, because it doesn't cost me anything to share your information. And,
Right.
Even if I can't afford it at that moment, there's somebody else out there that can, just by me sharing it, or, keep it on the rotation, commenting it, so it can keep staying live, on the feed and the algorithm and stuff. Like, we definitely want you guys to continue to support all of us. We thank all our viewers today. And like I said, this is going to play all week, and it's going to eventually be uploaded on YouTube. We want you guys to continue to be a part of this community and this conversation. So if you can please share it out. Also, for Sensation Spotlight, we got one more taping next week, and then we're going to take a break for the holidays. I haven't taken a break ever, so I'm like, oh, yes. But we'll start back up in January. So if you know any amazing sensations, please, you can either at them on this link, or just send us an email, or just come to our Facebook page. We definitely will get out the questionnaire to them, what Joy had to go through, and then just keep in contact with them, and then we can start getting our schedule ready for January, because 2020 is our year. We're claiming it. I mean, with a year like 2020, you can't help but be successful, whatever that you do. You gotta have that process. It's like, it's 2020 now. If I ain't did it by now, I'm gonna make that jump, that leap of faith. I'm gonna start the business. I'm gonna level up my business. I'm gonna help those that I want to help. I'm going on that diet. I'm gonna work out, like whatever that you got wanting to do. We say it, and then a year go by, we're like, well, I didn't do it this year. 2020, you have to make it happen.
You got to do it this year.
I mean, it's like amazing, and it's a leap year too. So it's just all type of craziness. Like, it's a new decade, it's a leap year. It's something that, like, 2020, that's just amazing. So we definitely have to make it happen. So we want to thank all of you for joining us. If you have not seen us before and you want to continue to follow us, like I said, I'm going to put our information, scroll it, nyladene.com. Please check us out. Also, you got to give us our little plug. We have our third book coming out. It's an adventure book. It's Nyla Nova. And she's a super STEM hero. She's a toddler. She's 4 years old, but she has these amazing STEM skills that she's solving mysteries. So she's like our version of Nancy Drew and Encyclopedia Brown, but she's using STEM skills. And so this next book is a little bit different because it's an adventure book. So you follow her on these adventures as she solves the mysteries that lead to the next mystery. So we're super excited about that. It is now up on Amazon. We will definitely have the link for you guys. But if you have not, please go to knowledgename.com, join our news email list so we can keep you informed of things that we have going. Also go there so you can read all about Joy as well. So Joy, give your shout outs and your plugs before we end this. But thank you guys so much for watching us.
Yeah. I would say that's awesome. I need to order some. Christmas is coming up.
That's what I said. It's right for Christmas. We got holiday bundles. We got discounts. We got introductory rates. So we got you guys. So yes.
Definitely going to be heading over there. But for me, I have some stuff coming in 2020, but I will wait until a little bit later on this year to reveal exactly what I want to focus on in the beginning of the next quarter. I'm thinking about doing a grind group on Facebook. So everybody, like you said, 2020 is the year. There are no excuses anymore.
It's not. You better make not one.
So yeah, I'm thinking about just getting a collective together and let's just bust out some work for 6 weeks, 2 months, and see how far you can get. I really
definitely make sure you include us, because we definitely would love to follow and be a part of it. Because like I said, we're on our grind. We're about to make this happen. Like, no more playing safe, and I don't want to hurt nobody's feelings. I don't know if I get too big, how people go. I don't care. I'm doing it for me. So 2020 is our year. Yeah,
2020 is our year, and that's the motto. I'm feeling really inspired. I'm about to have a little hackathon tonight. I don't have to go to work.
Yeah.
So just stay tuned. Follow my page, Joye Nettles. That's Joye Nettles. And you can find all of the latest news. I also follow my business, Joy_TTW on Instagram. Both of those are Instagram. And you can find out what I'm doing. Like I said, in December, I'm hoping to get together just a small Facebook group called the Grind Group so that we can get positioned for success in 2020. So I'll send you all those details over. But also check out my website, joytotheworld.com. If you have any questions about getting started, like where do I start for my business? Where do I start for my tech startup? How do I get started as a techie? Hit me up. And yeah, just stay tuned for all the things.
I love it. Well, we want to thank everyone. We know it's Sunday night. It's a little later than we normally on, so we don't want to hold anyone. But we want to tell everyone to have a sensational week and check us out. And guys, like we said, we're going in 2020, so just be ready. Like this ride is hey, we shoot it all. We are up there. So we want you guys to come along with us. So thank you for tuning in. We're going to end the broadcast. You can still leave comments. You can still, if you ask us questions, we'll come back in and answer them as well. Right. Thank you, Joy. Don't hang up. I'm going to end the broadcast, but thank you so much. You have definitely blessed us, and we thank you for giving us the honor of sharing your story. So thank you. Guys, check us out.
Bye, folks.